All right, thank you for joining me today on Instinctive Addiction Archery. I am Jeff Phillips, and I am here to help you with something that I feel you got to know about. That's right. There are some little what I call secrets to traditional archery, to accurate shooting, especially shooting instinctive. Now, guys, that's what we're going to deal with today is the guy that chooses to try to shoot his traditional bow, recurve, longbow, whatever it is, purely instinctive. And I mean looking at a spot and drawing back and trying to shoot it, okay, without a naming method, which is perfectly fine, but this is for the guys that choose to shoot instinctive, guys. Okay, so what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna share something with you that's maybe a little bit of a secret, but it's really not. People that shoot their bows a lot develop what I call a feel. That's right, a feel for the shot. And when you have that perfect feel, you know that that shot is right, and you also know when it is not. Okay, so what I want to try to help you with today and talk to you about for just a minute, and I'm going to do some shooting here, is developing a feel for your bow. That's right, whatever kind of bow you got, whatever you shoot, it doesn't matter. You got to develop a feel for that bow. In other words, that bow is going to do the exact same thing every time you shoot it if you will make it do that. The bow, if you put it in a machine, it's going to shoot consistent over and over and over again every single time. Your job is to try to make that happen, to be like a machine. And part of that is mental, part is physical. But I want to talk to you about a blend of the two today. And what that is, guys, it's called developing a feel for your bow. That's right. Even if you want to call it a feel for your shot. But I like to call it a feel for the bow. Now, what I mean by this, guys, when I'm shooting my very best, when I'm really comfortable, my mind's clear, and I'm shooting my best, I have a feel for my bow. Whatever bow I'm shooting. Now, if I switch bows, I have to kind of get that feel for that bow that I've switched to, and it may take me a few shots to kind of get that, but you usually do. But let's say you're married to one bow and you shoot that bow all the time, like every chance you get, that's the bow you're practicing with. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate this today with my little longbow, because this is that bow for me. This is that bow that just fits me like this glove fits my hand. It's perfect. The pounds are perfect. It's a 46-pound bow. It's only 58 inches short, but it's a sweet little bow, and it just fits me, okay? But I get a feel for everything about this bow, especially the grip. Now, guys, there's a million ways that you can grip your bow. There's right ways and there's wrong ways. The main thing you don't want to do is you don't want to grip a bow in any kind of fashion that would cause you to torque the string and cause erratic arrow flight or cause you to shoot left or right. You don't want to do that. You want to develop a consistent grip on that bow where it rides on your hand very comfortably and consistently, and you don't want to really grip that bow hard because you can torque it. You want to just pretty much just lay your fingers on the front of the riser, a lot like you would do a compound bow. So if you're a fellow that's coming from compound to traditional, hey, keep doing what you did with your compound as far as your grip is concerned, because it's just accurate. When you place your hand, something like I've got mine, and you just touch the front of the riser. Don't just grip it, but just touch it with maybe the index finger, maybe even two. But kind of keep these a little bit on the loose side here, and develop a draw process and an anchor and a feel for that bow that is going to do the same thing every time. And when you find that really, really good feel upon release, when you release an arrow and it is so clean and it hits exactly where you're looking, then you have figured out how you need to grip your bow, and you develop that feel for it. And you know when you're doing something different as soon as you draw that bow. So I'm going to shoot this a couple of times, guys, and show you just kind of how I do it. When I have got my feel for my bow, my hand placement on my riser is the first thing I do. When I hook my string and I look at my target, I get my hand just right, and I get my fingers laid right there where I want them. I get my cant, and I come into my draw and get into my anchor, and I try to always use a hook and a release that is not going to cause erratic arrow flight or cause me to hit left or right. In other words, the more you can feather, if you will, feather the string, the better off you are. The cleaner that arrow is going to leave your bow, and the more accurate you're going to be. In other words, I shoot split finger now. I've switched to split, and I have figured out how to come into my anchor with these comfortable pounds that I have and come into an anchor and get a really clean release with this bow and consistent. And it's a feel, guys. It's a feel for how I need to shoot this bow. And the only way I can describe it is when I don't have that feel, I don't shoot as well. It just doesn't feel as natural. But when I come to anchor and I hit my anchor, when I get my perfect anchor and I've got my hand just right and my hand is just hooked, it's not overhooked. I don't take a deep hook. I'm more or less just stiffing my draw finger to where that string is gonna roll right off my glove just as clean as it can. That's when I have what I call the feel for the shot, where I've got this bow up. Basically, I get in position and I get my feet planted and I'm stable and I'm looking at my target and I've got my hook on my string, my hand's just right, and I come up and I get that bow in line and I get my elbow up already. I already get that elbow up and I come into my draw and I'm pushing and pulling at the same time. That's something very important, guys. The push-pull method is way, way, way better than just pulling the bow, because it's easy to come into your anchor and use that back tension that I talk about, guys. So basically, when you come up and you push and pull and you hit that anchor, you want to expand through the shot. See me expanding? When you expand with this arm and the shoulders, when you expand, boom, it rolls right off your finger and you've got a real clean release and beautiful arrow flight. So here we go. We'll shoot this thing a couple times to show you guys what I'm talking about here. Line it up, come on back and expand, just like that. Now, if you choose to hold it and really focus, I recommend 2 or 3 seconds to be the best. I don't hold very long, but if you do, it's gonna be even better. If your pounds are manageable, yes, do it. There they are. Every time, every single time. It's just a feel for the shot that you develop. Every single time. And the more you do it, the easier it will get. That I promise you guys. Every time. It's hard to explain to somebody just telling you how to do it. Whereas when you grab your bow and you shoot it yourself and you develop that process that really, really, really is accurate, and you program that into your brain, okay, hey, what did I do? How did I make that shot? Do it every single time. Every single time. All right, guys, I'm gonna try to shoot that hog back there behind it. I got these things staggered. I'm gonna put a kill shot on that hog, and I gotta put it right past that bear's nose to do it from where I'm at right here. Check this out. I gotta squeeze it in there. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's easy, guys. Shooting instinctive is not hard, but it does take practice. It does take practice. You have to practice your shots. You can't just do it in a day or two. You got to dedicate to it. And once you get your process down, it does become easy. I promise you guys, it does become easy. Just like that. Guys, give it a try. Get your bow and develop you a feel. I mean, really develop you a feel for the shot. And once you do that, whatever that feel is, whatever it feels the very most that you can do every single time with your bow, the arrows you're gonna hunt with, everything, the tab or glove you're gonna shoot, whatever you choose to do, stick with it. And you will quickly realize, hey, I'm not doing what I did before. If you start missing, you'll really pick that up fast, and you'll realize, I just did something different. What did I do different? Figure it out and fix it. It's okay. Whatever works for you, stick with it. Guys, it's so much fun, I cannot explain it. I'm gonna shoot one more, let me move this thing around. We'll shoot the old moose. We got us a good old moose target here. Quartering away shot at the moose. I love shooting shots like this. I'm a quartering 2 shot, not an ethical shot by any means, but I'm gonna try to squeeze this arrow right there in that shoulder. Man, perfect. If I was really shooting a moose, I wouldn't shoot a real moose quartering to me for anything, but if one was that small, I probably would. But anyway, guys, it's just look at it and shoot it. It's getting the feel for your bow. That's all it is to it, and it is so natural. So give it a try, man. Give it a try, and I promise you, you will enjoy it. Thank you guys for joining me today. I appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do that, because I've got a lot of new videos coming up. And of course, we're going into hunting season. We're gonna have a lot of hunting action coming up soon. We're inside of a month away from our bow season opening here, so can't wait, man. But I love you guys, and thank you for watching. And there again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hey man, hit that button, and you'll be notified every time a new video hits, which is quite often now. And I'm just so glad to be able to do this. God has blessed us so much, and just can't thank him enough for his goodness. And I always try to share a little bit about him, guys, and I hope I don't run you off by doing that. But if I do, I can't help it. I have to give honor and glory to the one that gave it all for me, and that loves us all more than we could ever fathom. And he's the giver of life itself, and the ability to shoot these bows and everything that we get to do and enjoy the outdoors, and all the critters that we chase. There he is. He just lets us go after them and have dominion over them. So thank you guys for joining me on Instinctive Addiction Archery. I'm Jeff Phillips. I love you guys. Until next time, goodbye.